Hello students, today we will start with MBA 203 Production and Operation Management. So Unit 2 is Types of Manufacturing and Service System. So what is in introduction we will use a wide variety of products from sugar, salt, petrol, diesel, power to jewelry, pizza, mobile phones. Okay, so these products are, with this large variety of the products, it is unreasonable that the production system and that manufacture these products could have common characteristics. Like the materials varied widely, the size, shape, weights are diverse, the application and uses are equally varied. So, but if there were no common characteristics among systems for diverse products, if each systems were entirely unique, we could learn nothing transferable by studying production management, and such is not the case. So, by examining the nature of the product demand and its growth from the introduction to maturity, by relating it to the competitive criteria like cost, quality, on-time delivery, flexibility, so we can develop logical types of manufacturing systems that match the marketplace needs. This unit discusses the different types of the production systems for manufacturing the organization as well as the different types of service organizations. So first we will see the product strategies, volume versus variety. Products which we use can be seen on the broad spectrum, ranging from the highly customized to highly standardized. It could be considered as a continuum, volume, or variety. One extreme end of this continuum shows very high variety and hence very low volume. Maybe each product is unique. The other extreme is that low variety but very high volume. Maybe single variety only. So variety requires skilled technicians, generally purpose machines and complex planning, and high volume requires automation, mass producing special machines, and simple planning. So these are different these two types, that is highly customized and high variety, low volume, low variety, high volume, and highly standardized. So first in category, that is highly customized. Example is like designer jewelry, high variety and low volume products. Examples like, there are different examples, and highly standardized example is salt. So as shown in the figure 2.1, here you can see the different products types. The left extreme, we might have the products that are custom in nature, that is products especially designed to the needs of the individual customers, according to the needs of the individual customers, like jewelry designing. Okay, so examples are individual house, power plant. These products are mostly made to order, not and available from inventory because it is one of the kind. So the emphasis in the custom product strategy are on uniqueness, dependability on-time delivery, quality, flexibility to change the production process. So these are the different characteristics of the custom product strategy. Cost or price is not an important criteria. Higher profit margins are normally possible in these custom made products. So at the right extreme are highly standardized products. Products of this type are available from the inventory. They are like off the shelf or make to stock products because each unit is identical and the nature of the demand is availability and the cost are important elements of the competitive strategy. There is very little product differentiation between the producers and limited options available in these products. So there are different examples, like however the products such as sugar, salt, stainless steel are some of the examples of this standardized, highly standardized products. So important managerial concerns for highly standardized products are dependability of delivery and the low cost. Here you can see the figure 2.2 conventional framework of products process matrix. So on the x-axis you can see the product and the y-axis you can see the product process. So from upward to downward you can see the job shop, jumble flow, low volume and low standardization, then multiple products, low volume, then major products having high volume, and the higher volume and the high standardization at the lowest one. So between the extremes of the customs design product strategies and highly standardized product strategy, we have mixed strategy that are sensitive to the variety, some flexibility, moderate cost, dependability of the supply. So in this situation, quality of the product is very important. Okay. So multiple size and types of the products are available, possible from inventory or fairly low volume, but some such are automobiles are available in the high volume. Let's see the product life cycle. Okay, there are different phases of the product life cycle. The first one is the introduction phase, then growth phase, then maturity, and the decline. These are the different stages of the development of the product life cycle. Here example figure 2.3 shows different stages in the life of the product. So product has 4 distinct phases in its life. These are the introduction, growth, saturation, and maturity, or the decline one. Okay. So the product life cycle curve is particularly important in formulating marketing strategy for pricing and the market penetration. Of course, one of the objectives marketing strategy is to find way to renew the life cycle of the products that have matured or on in the state of the decline. So example, there has been a market for calculators for a long time. It was satisfied by the mechanical calculators for many years, but the mechanical calculators was replaced by the electromechanical calculators. Then by the electronic calculators, the most recently by the pocket electronic calculators. Each generation of the calculators has had its own product life cycle. So we should note that there are some custom products that are mature but do not go through the phases as we have discussed, like introduction, growth, decline stage. Okay. So for the examples, there is a market for custom built homes. Architects design for homes, contractors build them to the specification. The industry involved in mature in that it regularly produces the custom design homes and has refined the system. But if the custom homes were produced in the volume, it would no longer be a custom home. So next is the production system type. There are different production system type like process focus system. One is the and the next is product focus system. One is process focus system and the second one is the product focus system. And the third one is the difference between the production or to the stock and production to the order. So first we will see the process focus system. So what is process focus system? Is used for making customized products. A production system for custom products must be flexible. It must have the ability to produce according to the customer or the client specifications. For example, a tool room machine, tools as per the requirement of the particular machine. This is according to the specification, we have to implement that. So we have seen the equipment and personnel must be capable of meeting the individual component specification and of assembling the components in the special configuration of the custom products. So physical facility in the plant are organized around the nature of the processes and personnel are specialized by generic process type. So here you can see the process focus system in the figure 2.4. which shows a process focus system in machine shop. It shows the movement of two products, that is A and B. Here you can see the movement of the product A and B. in the system. Since process focus system offers flexibility of the route, both A and B can move as per the need of the sequence of the different machine operations. Next is a product focus system. Okay, in the process focus system, you have to follow the same route, that is process. And the product focus system, in the product focused manufacturing environment, processing is adapted completely to the product. Under the extreme conditions of high demand for standardized products, the production process is integrated and makes use of the mechanization and automation to achieve the standardization and the low cost. Okay, they have focused on the standardization and the low cost. The nature of the demand on the productive system that produces high volume standardized product result in continuous use of the facilities. So also the material flow may be continuous as in petroleum refining, or the approaching continuous flow as with the automobile fabrication or assembly. So because of this high volume requirement of the system, special processing equipment and entire dedicated producing system can be justified as productive system strategy. So here you can see in the figure product focus system from raw material to the finished product, that is machine 1, machine 2, machine 3, so onwards, so up to finish the product exits. So these between these two extreme process focused and product focus system, we have system that must deal with low volume multiple products and relatively high volume multiple products. So the low volume multiple product situation usually involves a process focus system. Okay, and the high volume multiple product situation likely to employ the mixed production strategy, which combines the process and the product focus system both. That is, one is process and product, process focus and product focus in high volume multiple products. Next type is production to the stock versus production to order. According to stock we have to produce, or the according to the order we have to produce. So one important consideration affecting the selection of the process is that of making the products first for keeping in the warehouse for selling, or receiving an order first from the customer and then start making the products. So produce to order and produced according to the stock policy. If the stock is low, then they have to produce, and when they have to order, then they have to produce. So these are the two types of the production to stock and production to order. There are distinctive features of the service system. Services are integral part of the economic development. So in the table 1, you can see the share of the service sector in GDP of the some of the select countries is continuously increasing from 2001 to 2011. So in India itself, more than 50% GDP is coming from the service sector only, okay? More than 50%. In 2011, India was known as agrarian economy, but share of the agriculture and manufacturing is just around the 40% in GDP. So this is less than the service sector. So it is important to understand nature and the characteristics of the services with respect to the operation management. There are a key distinction between the service and manufacturing is that the service are intangible outputs that are consumed in the process of their production. Services cannot be stored, only follow to order approach. The technology and process for the supplying the service can differ significantly according to one industry to the other. Further, within the same industry, for example, the restaurant, okay, there can be vast difference in both the supply technology and the desired output. So the input to the service productive system are the consumer themselves. So in the process, the transfer between input to the outputs consists of labor, technology, information, and the like. And the output of such system is the altered better to the state of the consumer. For example, cured patient, transporter, traveler, okay, and the clients. The operation manager can control the design and mix of the productive process to meet the customer requirements. So there is significant manufacturing efficiency and the productivity growth has been witnessed in the past 100 years. Example is the numbers of the TVs produced per worker has increased 100-fold since the advent of the TV industry. So this is about TV industry, how it increases the growth of the production. Next, we will see the classification of service system. The services can be classified into 4 categories. One is stagnant personal service, substitutable personal service, progressive services, and explosive services. So first we will see the stagnant personal services. What are these services? These services frequently require direct contact between the customer and service provider. Okay. The direct contact between the customer and service provider. Example is hair cutting, parlors, live artisan performance, psychiatric counseling, teaching. So this is the direct contact between the customer and the service provider. Since the quality of such services is highly correlated with the labor time, it is difficult to realize the significant productive gain from these services. So in these services, it is very important to improve their effectiveness through better management. Copying facilities, overhead projectors, computers have all contributed to improve the productivity of the teachers. So next is the substitutable personal services. These services are required direct personal contact and they have characteristics similar to the stagnant personal services. However, it is possible to substitute for these services with technological or other alternatives. Okay. Example would be the service of a guard that can be replaced by electronic surveillance systems. Okay. The customer or the service provider, it is direct contact, but it can be replaced with a technological or other alternative, like on the watchman or the guard can be replaced by the electronic surveillance system. So this is substitutable personal services. Next is progressive services. These services have two components. One component requires little labor and considerable cost reduction are possible with it. The second component is highly labor intensive and it's much like stagnant personal services. Example is computation service. And another example here, you can see the television broadcasting where the two components are the transmission and the production of the program. Transmission costs have steadily decreased with the advances in the electronics and space industries. Next is explosive services. Explosive services involves virtually no contact. Okay. In 3, we have seen that there is contact between the customer and the production of the labor. So here there is no contact between the customers and the production labor. Telephone communication is the one example. These services offer high innovation potential as technological advances decreases cost substantially. In telephone communications, the technology has progressed from one open wires to microwaves, coaxial cables, satellite transmission, and digital technology. Okay. In the future, services such as airline reservations, banking, shopping are conveniently conducted using home computers. This service providers better experience and explosive growth in the productivity commensurate. with the associated technological advances. So summary, what we have seen in this chapter, the manufacturing systems are classified on the basis of the combination of the products, variety and volumes. On the basis of the inventory policies, systems can be classified as make to stock or make to order. So these are range from process focus to product focus. On the other hand, service systems are classified on the basis of customer contact with service provider. So the services have limited scope of improving the productivity. Services also have the component of goods like tools used for providing services. With the improved tools, quality and efficiency of service can be improved to the certain extent. So we have seen the make to order, make to stock, manufacturing system, different manufacturing systems in this chapter. In next chapter, we will see the third unit, that is product development process. Today we will stop here. Thank you everyone.